When I was 12 years old, I fixed my mom's hair in an old-fashioned Pentecostal hairdo, and I rolled the little curls, and I made her little thin hair that never grew much shorter than this look really pretty. She was so happy over that hairdo. She felt like she looked good. So she goes to church that night, and one of the older ladies in the church said, "Sister Rose, who fixed your hair?" She said, "Sandra did." She said, "Do you think she'd fix mine?" And she said, "Well, I imagine so." She came up to me. She said, "Sandra, would you please fix my hair like your mama's hair? It's beautiful." And I said, "Yes, ma'am. When do you want me to do it?" She said, "Saturday mornings at 6 o'clock in the morning." I was 12 years old. I didn't know. She said, "How much you going to charge me?" I said, $1. I didn't know. And so she comes on a Saturday morning. My daddy is a logger and works in the logwoods and gets up about 4 o'clock in the morning, and Mom fries pork chops and puts fresh peaches and hot biscuits and a thermos of coffee in a lunchbox and sends him off to work. And so on Saturday morning, he was hoping he'd get to sleep in. And Sister Verily comes, and I've got an old-fashioned dresser sitting on a little front porch that's painted gray, and it's got 2 green rocking chairs sitting there with the black and white cowhide on them. And so I pull her up in this little chair, and so I'm fixing her hair, and she loves to talk. And she said, "Honey, I've already cleaned my house. I vacuum that floor and everything." And so she's just a talk. And after she leaves, my daddy said, "Honey, why 6 o'clock in the morning?" I said, "I don't know, Daddy. I wanted to make some money." So I had that $1. And so I went to our little piggy bank today, and I pulled out 3 quarters, 2 dimes, and a nickel. That's what she gave me when I was 12 years old. I'm 65 and a half. And my mom said, "Honey, now we got to save this money, and you got to pay your tithes on it." So she wrapped it up in a handkerchief in the corner, and we stuck it under my mattress. And when it came church time, I pulled that out, and she taught me how to pay my first tithes and offerings. To God be the glory on $1. I was 12 years old when I made my first $1. Well, I'm about 18 years old now and trying to find my way. And the sky is beautiful blue that day, and it's wash day. Mama washes those white sheets, and we hang them out on an old-fashioned clothesline, and then we bring them in. The attic fan's going, and it's pulling in a cool breeze through that old-fashioned screen window there. And she's popping that beautiful white crisp sheet on those, it's a ticking, you know, that gray and white stripe ticking on an old feather bed. And we tuck it all under and make it. And I look at her, and out of the clear blue, I said, "Mama, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to help home missionaries. Go and help a home missions church. I guess that's what I'll do." I was trying to find my way. I did work in the church. I sang in the church. I did visitation. My family you did whatever was needed around there, and you didn't expect any pay. My daddy played the guitar. He took an old-fashioned Ampeg guitar amp that was as big as this pulpit almost, threw it in the back of a pickup truck in his Fender guitar, and he took it to church Sunday morning and Sunday night, and then on Wednesday night, and you took it back home. And he did that, and we didn't think anything about it. And we did church 7 days a week, 7 nights a week. And we had revival, and we loved it. And we got up early and went to work. And you know what? I was on honor roll, going to church every night during revival. You know what? I didn't have to get into bed at 8 o'clock. Don't buy the lies of hell. Have revival. Pray, fast, and have church. He said in the last day, have more church. The much more you see that day approaching. We don't need less of God. We need more of God. So I want to admonish you doing the things of God, paying your tithes, teaching your children to love God and work in the church. It works. We're here today because of His grace and because I was taught to have a heart for the things of God. That's the only reason I know we're here is because the power of life and death is in the tongue. And at about age 18 or 19, I spoke. I said, I guess I'll just help a home mission somewhere. I didn't know later in life God would allow me and give me the honor and the privilege to be a part of something. It is so great. I stand here before you tonight humbled that God would think a little girl that was raised in a shotgun house with 2 little wings on the side of it down a dirt gravel road, that He would fill me with the Holy Ghost and then allow me to be a part of something so great.